This segment here, dog, I'm going to do something. I'm doing a little thug dizzle, homie. I'm gonna do something a little different, homie. I don't know if you can hear me right now, dog, because these fucking jets is flying over, dog. Shit is something gosh, yo, fool. Ah, fuck, dog. Hey, yeah, today, excuse me, homie. Por favor. Spencer, dog. My voice right now, dog, is just like a little different, dog. But I just want to do something a little different, dog. Like today I want to just do things differently. So today what's gonna be going on, fool, right now, dog, is it's gonna be like a sort of a history lesson, homie. You hear me, fool? Like, yeah, dog. So through all my cholos and my cholas out there, dog, we're going to be like putting together, like I'm going to be facilitating someone like of a history lesson, dog. And it's nothing too major, fool. Just like basic information, dog. Like I feel like all the primos and the primas should know out there, dog. Um, recently, homie, like a lot of the younger caminadas, homie, like they're talking like negros, homie. They use the N-word excessively, dog. Like, you feel me? Like, what's wrong with these vatos, fool? When we were younger, we didn't say that. Like, dude, we didn't use that word, homie. Like, we had our own lingo, dog. Like, you serio, fool, like Simone, homie. So I'm gonna try to facilitate a class, dog. Using this voice right here, homie. You feel me, dog? Camaradas, yeah, camaradas, yeah, that right there, dog. Hey, so the younger camaradas, dog, they talk like negros. I don't want to say the M word, dog, so I just call them negros. They talk like negros, homie. So it's just like, you know, but I just recently did some content, homie, and one of the Hispanic brothers, dog, they came on there and they tried to correct me, and they told me that Africans never influenced anything in Mexico, fool. So I'm like, nah, fool, Charles, fool. Yes, we did, fool. We had influence over there, dog. Yeah, I can't even do this shit. I can't do that no more. But look, check it out, cuz. Um, every time the truth manifests, right? It's always Hispanics that want to refute it or come with a rebuttal that in contrast to what I'm saying. So my studies, my extensive studies and whatnot, have shown and proven that there are African influences in Mexican culture. So don't take it from me. And I know y'all ain't gonna take it from me. You know what I mean? I should just do it like this, dog. But it takes a lot of effort, dog, to kind of like to keep that accent, homie. Like, so I'm just doing it in my regular voice, dog. But this is the thing. A lot of Hispanics, a lot of Southern Mexicans is going to get offended because I'm talking like this, dog, and I'm talking through my camaradas, dog, and I'm talking through my primos and my primas, homie, all the vatos out there, dog, that's tuning into this video, dog. Hey, listen to this vato, dog. This vato, dog. Hey, serio, hey, fool. This fool knows a lot of shit, fool. Something gacho, fool. Me talking like that offend them, but when you have these Southern Hispanics, whether they're eggers or non-eggers, and they be like, "What's up, my nigga?" And you even got some that go as far as calling themselves cuz and blood. So if they beef with bloods, they say cuz. And if they beef with Crips, they say blood. This is truth. This is facts, right? I'm not gonna make this video that long, right? I just want to share some historical facts and information to show that Africans, even to this day, still has a significant influence upon Mexican culture. Number one, I said tacos was influenced by Africans. They say no, tacos wasn't influenced by Africans. What is the main component of a taco? Let me know in the comments. We gonna take our time. What is the main component of a taco? What is something that you need in order to have a taco? You can't substitute this for nothing. What is the main component of a taco? Yeah, dog. OG gang on point, bruh. LOL, you're a joke. I'll be whatever you phantom or believe that I am. But I'm not to be fucked with. I'm not to be played with. And that just is what it is. The main component of a taco is not proteins. The main thing of a taco is a tortilla shell. What does the word tortilla mean? The word tortilla is a derivative of the word torta. What does the word torta mean? The word torta means cake. So when you take that cake that was originally made out of chickpeas and wheat flour in Africa, when the Africans, the Moors, when they went to Spain and conquered Spain and Southern Europe and all that, they introduced them to this component, to this food dish that was made out of ground chickpeas, and ground flour, and then fried. The Spanish got up on it from the African Moors and they called it a torta, a cake. So when they began to minimize it and then come to America and mix it with corn and all that and use corn as the main ingredient, they called it a little torta, which is the tortilla, created by Africans. When it went to the Spanish and the Spanish brought it over here to Mesoamerica, they changed the name. You don't believe me? Let's get into it. The link between tortillas and Africa is through a historical connection involving the Spanish, Moors, and Berbers, who inhabited the Iberian Peninsula from 711 to 1942 AD. During this period, these groups made thin, flat cakes similar to what we know now as tortillas, using ground chickpeas and wheat flour, which in the Spanish is called tortillas. The main component to a taco is a tortilla. If you take it out of the tortilla, then it's a completely different dish, right? I mean, let me know if I'm right or wrong in the comments. Okay, moving along. Let me see if I can pull this up. One of the biggest drinks in Mexico is what? Outside of tequila and a margarita, horchata, right? Horchata's origin are often traced back to North Africa. What? Hey, Simon, homie, let them know, Bobby Ye, dog. Horchata's, maybe they'll understand it better if I say it like this. Horchata's origin are often traced back to Africa, specifically with the drink horchata de churfa, made from tiger nuts, dog. This drink, which was a reference in cooling beverage, was likely brought to Spain by the Moors, homie, during their inquest or their conquest, and eventually spread through the Americas. In Latin America, particularly in regions like Mexico, it evolved into a rice-based version known as horchata de oruz, while other regions like Valencia, Spanish, and Spain contributed to tiger nuts, horchata, African base. Let's keep it going. We're going to go with, is Mexican foods influenced by African culture and dishes? Yes, several Mexican dishes and ingredients have roots in African culinary traditions. These include rice. So rice went over here until the Africans came. But when the conquistadors and the white folks, the Europeans, called the Spanish and the Portuguese, when they came over here, rice was already over here. But rice was something that the Africans brought. But if the conquistadors and the Europeans were some of the first people over here, but it was rice already over here, and Africans brought the rice over here, does that not mean that the Africans brought the rice and the Africans was here before the Europeans start making their expeditions over here? That's something to think about. These include rice, plantains, coffee, tamarind, hibiscus, and sesame seeds. Some Mexican dishes, like those made with spice blends and tomato, are reminiscent of jollof rice, common in West Africa. Afro-Mexican cuisines also incorporated seafood, game meat, chiles, beans, and forage ingredients, resulting in unique dishes like mole de pescado, mole, pozole, and mole de camarón. But blacks, Africans, don't have any influence on Mexican culture, past, present, and future. We've been having a significant influence upon the Hispanic population or the Mexican population. This ain't nothing new. This is something that's been going on for centuries. But the thing is, the Mexican people, the mass majority of them has become Europeanized, to the point to where if it's anything, that's a reminder of the influence that blacks had over their culture and their country and whatnot. They try to disregard that. They try to paint a new narrative just like their white counterparts. But let's get back into it though. Is Mexican music influenced by Africans? Yes, Mexican music is influenced by Africa. What? So even if the Mexican individuals who are now rapping and trying to steal our identity and who are trying to seize rap from us, even if they said, you know what, rap is for blacks, we're not going to do any rapping. We're going to stick to mariachi and the other music that derived from Mexico. You're still doing black music. No matter how you shape it, no matter how you cut it, no matter how you try to refashion and rebrand it, 60% of the shit that y'all do is influenced by us. Either the first or the second president of Mexico was what they call Afro-Mexicano. He was black. The last mayor of California, before California switched over to being controlled by America, he was black. Pico. They got a name named after him downtown LA, Pico. So how do we get to this point to where we have a major influence over the country of Mexico in the culture of the Mexican people, but now the Mexican people is getting to the point to where they want to emulate and replicate majority. I don't want to say all Mexican people and use a blanket statement and generalize, right? The mass majority of young Hispanics is emulating, replicating, and imitating African American culture. But they're avid haters of us. They hate us. They can't stand us. If you can't stand us, then why you gravitate and adapt to the things that we do? Because it's in your DNA. See, what they don't tell you, see, when it's like this, cuz not a typical Sureño can have this type of intellectual conversation with me. You would need somebody that's of the caliber of what is his name? Marvelous Danny from Matavia. But now they trying to ostracize him because he was hoodwinked and bamboozled by a fast-tailed young girl that was in a place she shouldn't have been at with an ID saying she was 21. This brother engaged in a sexual activity with her, unknowing her actual age, got her pregnant. He has a wife. She manifests, or she pops up and she comes with a baby. Oh, I was this age and whoopty whoop, and this is his baby. But you engaged in consensual sex with this grown man under false pretenses because you hoodwinked, bamboozled and deceived him and showed him an ID that stated that you was of a legal age to consent to sexual interactions. So now that he now that he brings a different narrative to the internet about, yes, Mexican people are derived from some form of African lineage. They was waiting on that to try to ostracize this brother because he's not just acknowledging his European ancestry. He's saying, yeah, we are of the tribe of, the ancient or the lost tribe of Israel. Yes, we do have black DNA in us. They ostracized him. You tell me what that dude did wrong other than just being a dude. A young female come looking appealing and all that, and she shows him a ID. She says that she's 21. That's of a legal age to consent to sexual interactions. That's of a legal age to consent to sexual relationships. And he hit it raw. I wouldn't have did that, but he hit it, and he got her pregnant. And when she came back and said that she was pregnant and this was the baby, he tried to step up and tried to be a father to that baby, even though he didn't want a relationship with her. But what did they do? They ostracized him, they alienated him, they publicly attempted to prosecute and persecute him. What did he do wrong? He ain't take the pussy. She gave it to him willingly. She wanted to be sexually involved with this dude so bad that she used the manipulation tactics to deceive him into consenting to sex with her. But getting back to this, yes, Mexican music is influenced by Africa, particularly in the Costa Chica region of Guerrero and Oaxaca. This influence is evident in instruments like the marimbola, Kejahara, something like that. The Tambara, forgive me, these jets, man. I stay in the Eagle Trace Apartments, and it's right next to Nellis Air Force Base, and that's all the motherfuckers do is fly these jets. But anyways, furthermore, music features like syncopation, Bali rhythms, and call and response are present in mariachi and other regional styles, suggesting African roots. No matter what music, no matter what form of music our brethren, our cousins down there in Mexico elect to listen to or perform or engage in, it's still influenced by Africans. It's still got a black influence. How can you be heavily influenced by us, but you hate us? This dude, P-Face Baby. Where the fuck he get his name from? Like my little brother just pointed out, P-Face Baby come from Blueface Baby. But this dude is on the internet saying, F niggas, F mayates, and all this and all that. Like, you feel me? Like, how? This is crazy. This at this point, cuz, this is insanity. This is insanity, cuz. I just wanted to come on here and set the record straight, cuz. That this is solely for educational purposes only, cuz. I don't understand. I don't understand how they hate us with a passion, cuz, but they replicate and imitate everything that we do. I feel like I proved my point. It'll register. It'll resonate with some of you, but some of you won't. And that's cool. Like, you feel me? It's all good. A lot of us be in denial about certain things, especially when we have been programmed and conditioned to think things as being something other than what they really are. And it's cool. I'm gonna read some of these comments and I'm gonna jump up off this thing. Baby Love Substance says, oh, come on now. Camarada. Baby Love Substance, you know what the deal is. Like, respectfully. If you don't know what the deal is, man, I can teach you. I can educate you on what the deal is. Like, why is it like this? And this is for Baby Love Substance. Why is it a problem when an African American comes on here and acknowledges and highlights and increase awareness about inner minority racism that originates from Mexicans? Like, why is that a problem? Why do we become racist when we use no racial slurs, no derogatory terms to describe Mexicans or Sureños? Why are we labeled racist by calling out the racism that you all express towards my people? How am I racist? By calling out racism that make me a racist? Like, come on now. Anime Wadini said, hello from Morocco. Hey, shout out to my Moroccan people. Ham 7 said, yeah, dog, OG gang on point, bruh. LOL, you're a joke. Okay. Baby Love Substance says, have a good one, brother. Ham 7 says, extensive study. Jerome says, protein. Nicholas Wrong says, zip swat. Nicholas Wrong says, you look like a commander. Appreciate that. Thank you. Tiff Critique says, mole for sure, black. LOL. It is. It's a lot of other dishes and stews. Stew and meat, that shit come from Africa. So any dish that they have in Mexico that requires the meat to be stewed, it comes from Africa. Active Chucks, what's the dinner there, man? Shout out to you and your people, man. Gaspar Yenga, Mexico. I've been down there. The Maroons defeated the Spanish to obtain the end of slavery in what is today Veracruz. Yeah. Gaspar Yenga, a Maroon soldier, worked with the, I don't want to call them the natives because it was already blacks over here. But he worked with the Asiatic, or I can't even say Asiatic. I don't know what to call it. Non-black, non-melanated, or less melanated people. Gaspar Yenga worked with the lesser melanated people in that region to defeat the Spanish. Once they defeated the Spanish came bearing gifts, ornaments, trinkets, and all that. And the Spanish eventually was able to win over the less melanated people, and the less melanated people, they began to tell on the peoples who were resisting the Spanish who were more melanated. They turned their backs on us. Spain was successfully fought off. So instead of coming with hostility, instead of coming bearing arms, they came bearing gifts. And when they came bearing gifts, they won over the people who were less melanated in that region. The peoples who will be the who will later become known as the Mexican people. Natho Dab Dezaba says, peace, God. Peace, return, God. Nathal says, the Mayans themselves said they didn't build them pyramids down there. We did, most definitely. Hell yeah, we built the pyramids. But you see a lot of our Hispanic brothers, Serranios and all this and all that, they get these tattoos of these Aztec peoples and these Mayan warriors and whatnot, but it's not an adequate representation or depiction of the Aztecs or the Mayans, because everybody who described the Mayans and the Aztecs described them as being swarty. Swarty means to be dark complected. They said they had wiry hair. They had coarse hair. You show me a person who meets the description of a current Mexican that looks like that, unless you go to Oaxaca or Veracruz or Guerrero, Mexico, where a lot of those people still have that. Got to be careful with the wordage, the verbiage that you use, because a person say this and say this and they say that, right? But you got to understand, man, it was blacks over here before Christopher Columbus and them came over here, before the African transatlantic slave experience began to happen. There was already blacks over here. So when you go into southern Mexico, a lot of those peoples are really descendants of the Aztecs and the Mayans. But they paint a different narrative and say, well, the Mayans look like this. They look more Asian like. They look more like Mongoloids and all this and all that. Man, all that shit is bullshit, cuz the Mayans was scattered all through Mesoamerica, right? When their dynasty failed, or when they left, they departed from their dynasty. When they got home, they migrated everywhere. If you go to Mexico, is it black people there? Yeah, it's black people there. You go to Honduras, is it black people there? Yeah, it's black people there. When you go to Costa Rica, is it black people there? Yeah, it's black people there. When you go to Belize and you go to Guatemala, Honduras, it's two different types of black people there. You got the ones who were brought through slavery. You got the ones who escaped slavery. They were still considered slaves. Even if they escaped from America, they still considered slaves. Then you had the ones who owned and operated the land that was there, who were black. It's two different types of black people down there. You got the ones who escaped slavery, and then you had the ones who were indigenous, aboriginals to that land. These are the descendants of the Aztecs and the Mayans. Everywhere you go in Central America, everywhere you go out throughout the Americas, you're going to find black people. But what they going to tell you, oh, these black people got here by being escaped slaves. Like, no, not everybody who were melanated that was here was a fucking slave, and that's some bullshit. The reason why they paint that picture and paint that narrative, so you can feel inferior, so you can feel like you were conquered by them. Not all of our ancestors was conquered. It was already black people over here. They wrote a book about it called They Came Before Columbus. When Columbus came over here, he mistook the inhabitants of the Caribbeans, the Caribbean islands, because he never made it to America. He mistook them from Indians of India. The original people of India was what complexion? Shit, darker than me. That nigga thought he was in India. He seen all these black motherfuckers with this straight hair and all this. He say, man, is this India? And then they start speaking some mooey booey and all this. And you're like, no, these ain't no Indians. These some different type of niggers. You understand what I'm saying? When you go to the Philippines, they in Cambodia and Vietnam and all this and all that, they got some people called negritos. That's what the Spanish called them when they went over there. Negritos. Those is Negroes. The original inhabitants of these islands and all this and all that. It ain't nowhere on the face of this earth that you can't go that black people at one point in time did not run, did not frequent, or did not visit on a continual level. We've been everywhere. Mexicans, if they research their DNA and their ancestry, they'll see that A lot of their DNA come from us, but y'all hate us. Because the Europeans made y'all think that black was bad, black is no good, and that's why y'all begin to alienate and ostracize the black people down in central Mexico, southern Mexico, Oaxaca, Guerrero, Veracruz. They weren't even on the Mexican census. The Mexican government got into a deal or tried to enter into a deal with the United States government, right? To allow American business owners and developers to come down there, take that land from the original inhabitants right there, right? In Veracruz, Oaxaca, and the other one that I said, Veracruz, Oaxaca, and Guerrero. They wanted developers to come down there and start constructing these resorts, casinos, and all this and all that. So what the Mexican government started doing was deporting the people who are natives and citizens of Mexico, was born and raised there for generations. They start deporting them to Haiti. They got over there to Haiti speaking Spanish to these people who speak French and said, man, listen, I'm born and raised in Veracruz. I don't know why the fuck they sent me here talking about I'm Haitian. I speak fluent Spanish. I can tell you any and everything about Mexico. So the Haitian government was like, hold on. We cool with y'all sending our people back, the ones that you catch, but you ain't about to just start sending all these, all these different type of niggas over here. They don't belong over here. These are your people. So it's a lot of racism in today's in today's Mexican culture once they entered into a deal with the Europeans. Just like the Europeans taught us to hate ourselves. If you're a lighter complexion, then you get more recognition, you're validated, you're venerated, and all that. They did the same thing with the Mexican peoples, just the Mexican peoples went crazy with it to the point to where now the Mexican peoples on the census and on job applications and all this, they're putting that they're Caucasian, that they're white. In the 1980s, going into the 1990s, the Mexican people was begging and voting to be considered white, Caucasian, European. So do you see the indoctrination? It's in their DNA to be like us because they're still genetically vibrating on that frequency that we put in them when we begin to procreate with them. That DNA still has African DNA in it. So that's why they gravitate and does and replicate everything that we do because of the vibration in their DNA. Cellularly, they're connected to us. But intellectually, philosophically, they're like white people. You're like white peoples, but you love black culture. That's because you got both in you. Just like we got God and we got Lucifer in us. The skin versus the spirit versus the flesh. And I'm about to get up off this thing, cuz, you know what I mean? I just had to come on here and set the record straight for a person telling me that black people don't have no influence on Mexican culture, never have, never will, and that their foods is exclusive to their region of Central or Northern America. That's not true. We have more influence than you know. Quick little history lesson and all this and all that, cuz. Face, you a bitch. Left gunplay, you a bitch. I don't know why my people continuously, I know why. It's the conditioning. It's the Caucasian conditioning that they put on my people in the same way that they put on the Mexican people, to where they taught us to always forgive the slave master, always forgive the white man. But the same person who's in the field with you picking cotton, who's going through the struggle with you, don't give him no forgiveness, don't give him no mercy, don't give him no compassion. You treat him the way that I treat him, like a nigger, like a boy. That's how you treat each other. Don't give each other no love. Don't give each other no compassion. That form of indoctrination is with us today, to where we forgive everybody who disrespect us and disrespect our women. We forgive them, but when it's us, it's no compassion, it's no forgiveness. We need to change that, cuz I'm not going to stay in here for too long. I just wanted to set the record straight on a person trying to set the record straight on me. Like I don't know my history. Like I'm just a person who just get on here and talk without being able to provide the facts to substantiate what I'm saying, my viewpoint. You feel what I'm saying? I'm about to get up off this thing, man. I'll make some more videos a little bit later, man. I got to go handle some business. Hold on and see what Kim folks said. The Mayans themselves said that they didn't build the pyramids down there. We did. I got some more information that I can tell individuals, because it was a civilization here in the actual place what we call the United States of America. It was a civilization here that the Mayans migrated here to get knowledge, wisdom, and information from. And then they went back. They called them the mound builders. They was going all over to these energy portals, electricity that was going to these cities that had a high electrical currency or current, and they were building, constructing these mounds under certain constellations to create a certain type of energy, right? But make a long story short, they were I'll give y'all that shit later because I got a lot of shit I gotta do, but I want to read a few of these comments. No matter how you want to spin it, humans all about teething or teaching styles and sounds they like. It's a compliment. It's a sign that you have got something good. Don't hate it. It's a sign that something is love. I can respect that. But how could you love the culture, the music, the influence, but hate the people who create it? I love tacos. I love burritos. I love Mexican women. I love Mexican people who love blacks. So how could I ever say F Mexico? How could I ever get on here and say F all Mexicans? I can't, because I am too appreciative of their cultural contributions to my people in the United States of America. You feel what I'm saying? So I can never just get on here and say F all Mexicans and all that. And I love tacos, burritos. I love Mexican women. I love Mexican people who love black people. You feel what I'm saying? I can't. But the Sureños have no problem coming on here calling us niggers, mayates, and all these other derogatory terms that they associate with us. But then go listen to some Tupac, or go listen to some E40, or go listen to some Blueface Baby with a LeBron James jersey on. The fuck? That don't make no motherfucking sense. Mexican President Vicente Guerrero is my great grandfather on my mother's side. That's what's up, man. I respect that on the reals. We gotta stay in contact. Seven great grandfather Vicente. Active Chuck said Owaka. We cone 100. Hey Bobby A, did you see viral podcast crash out on Hater World? Nah, I ain't see it. I'll go check it out. Northern Khalifa in the house. Shout out to the Rasa in Northern Khalifa. Man, shout out to my Norteños. Hater World died. Wait, Hater World DAID? Blacks are holding back Mexican. Oh, Hater World said blacks are holding back Mexican rappers. Laughing my ass off. Me, just to be honest with you, I don't support Mexican rappers. I don't even want to hear Mexican rap. I don't even know what Mexican rap is. Can somebody please explain to me what Mexican rap is? How do you infiltrate the culture and then try to seize a certain spot or a certain identity within a culture and brand it as Mexican rap? What is Mexican rap? It ain't no Mexican rap. You just got rap. You got gangster rap, and you got um, you know, um different genres, but in those different genres, I don't know what Mexican rap is. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not about us gatekeeping. The thing with me and Mexican rap and Mexican rappers is, why are you rapping if you hate blacks? Let me retract that statement. There's a few northern rappers, Norteño rappers, that can really rap. And I listen to a little bit of their music, but when it comes to the Sureño rappers, like, nah, homie. I don't support it. I don't like it. I don't stand by it. And I don't blame Whack 100 and these record executives and ARs for not allowing them to come into the game. Because now you're letting these Hispanic racists come into the game who really don't even like the people who created the movement, who really don't even like the people who created the music, but yet you want to capitalize and benefit off of it. Like, no, we have been allowing culture vultures to come in and exploit our people for too long. Like, no, man, the Southern Mexicans have been exploiting blacks for too long. They have been hating blacks for too long, but fucking with blacks when it benefit them. Like, no more of that shit, cuz. Go create your own genre of music. Go create your own category of music and do your music. Leave ours alone. We really ain't got much. We at the bottom of the totem pole, and the little shit that we do got, everybody want to steal it from us. That's parasitic behavior. Like, you want to suck from the culture. You want to suck from the image that we created. You want to suck, but you don't want to give nothing back. Like, no, fuck that. Y'all do y'all thing and let us do our thing. Especially now that y'all going to the internet and y'all being more verbal and vocal about y'all hatred for blacks. Like, what the fuck? Leave us alone. On crib. Lefty Gunplay, P-Face Baby, the little dude that just died from Lennox, whatever his name is. And like, man, there's so many of them that just say fuck niggas and fuck mayates and all this and all that. And you want us to continue to be forgiven, forgiven, forgiven? Nah, Bobby Ye ain't been forgiven. Leave rap alone. Read some more of these comments, cuz. Losing hair, grinding your teeth, brush your teeth, food is back in your mouth after brushing doctors and dentists. What the fuck you talking about, weird ass nigga? Pan-African Moor, Grandpa Vicente Guerrero is the only president who has a state in Mexico named after him in 18 cities. That's heavy. I'm about to log off this thing and go check out a few more videos that a lot of people are sending me references to. So I'm gonna holler at y'all in a few, man. Y'all step and be blessed.